from originally?
He's from Hattiesburg, Mississippi. Okay, but how the fuck are we gonna do this? Camera's gonna be like way over here.
I should have won like interesting feature.
Yeah. Oh well, that's kind of it.
Oh, the lag here.
Yeah, it's a second and a half off. I had to do that so the camera would time to the game because the game is lag. It has the lag through the capture.
Nice.
So, is that better? Worse? Better? Worse? Yeah, it's a second and a half off in the game here. I had to do that so fun. This isn't hard.
Just put a fish eye.
My little crappy webcam. This way? That way? That way? This way?
There we go. But now I don't know if you're gonna be on. Put a fish eye. I don't know if I'll test.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Good idea.
No, see now you won't be on frame. Or this way, I guess.
Oh yeah, that's good.
There you go. That should be
Okay,
fine. Your show.
Sit over there again.
Yeah.
More or less.
Do you watch it on TV or do you watch it
Well, it's on the TV because it's impossible to play.
Oh,
over
that's
there.
good. Flash.
Yeah. Sit over there again. It's impossible to play without the TV. That's why I have the TV there. Yeah, if we're good, then we're good.
Do you watch it on the
We're good?
Yeah, it's good.
Okay. Well, it's on the TV. One last. It's impossible to play.
Oh, that's good.
Here, it's impossible to play without the TV.
There, it's just went live on Twitch.
That's true. See, I'm watching this demo reel go for like the last 10 minutes. And watch, and totally, whoever was playing was just like,
Wow, that's frustrating.
yeah, I'm just like, why did they fucking jump? And then I realized they were doing it to show how difficult the part was.
Oh, I see. I thought they were just bad. I've seen, I don't remember what they are anymore. I've seen demo reels on like, some Super Nintendo games that are just, did they try to play the game? It's like they run through enemies
Yeah.
and they just die. Like, what are you doing?
I've seen show, oh, what happens? Oh, I went the wrong direction. Like, oh, it's difficult. Look at that. It's so difficult.
Did they try to play the game? It's like they run through enemies.
Yeah, it's like this. You stay still.
Oh, okay.
I still like that. Oh, that's a little better.
Yeah, that's fine. It's your show here. I'm less important. I can be like,
You're the special guest.
that's true. It's not that special. Just a guest.
So
Mediocre guest.
Yeah,
that's fine.
slightly special guest. Special ed guest.
I'm less. I can be like,
You're the special
oh, I'm gonna open stream. I want to see how far the delay is.
It's probably gonna be like 30 seconds.
Well, I think the mobile delay is even worse than the PC.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, that happened like forever. Just open stream. I want to see how far it is. I'll watch that. Well, I think the mobile delay. Now I have to bury myself twice.
That's true.
I'll turn this off once I get to see the thing.
Yeah, we're gonna actually have to play this very quietly because the microphone is closer to the camera. And it's closer to the TV than usual, and usually I have an echo problem anyway, so that means TV volume has to go down. Anyway, let's get this party started. So what we have left is to collect all the notes in ClickBook.
Okay.
That is the goal for tonight, is to do that and then keep grunting. Anyway, let's get this party started.
And then talk about this new game.
So what we have left is to collect all the notes in Yooka-Laylee. That
I had things to say about the house, or at least those people there. You talk about wonderful insights.
I mean, you're here.
That's true. I'm here. I said, Ruth. What's up, me? How's it going? I had things to say. Or at least. So yeah, I was saying, really wonderful insight. Never played this game all the way. That's true. I'm here. And I guess that makes me. What's up, me?
You might want to speak up a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Say it again. Say it again. What were you calling yourself back?
I'm an asshole. Although, to be fair, I played the shit out of Donkey Kong 64. So I know they're not the same game, but like
that kind of counts though, because DK64 it currently holds the world record for having the most collectibles in any video game ever.
Oh really? I knew it was a pain in the ass. I didn't realize it was the same game.
It is the ultimate pain in the ass, much more so than Banjo and Banjo-Kazooie. So I think playing the hell out of Donkey Kong 64 qualifies you.
To be fair, I never got all the collectibles either.
It is the ultimate pain in the ass.
I did beat the game.
Much more so than Banjo. Not so. You know, usually it takes a good 5 minutes. On top of that, it's still a weeknight and start broadcasting late. So.
That's true. I forgot it's a weeknight. I did beat the game. It's my weekend. Don't take a day off. Oh, like the Avengers.
Oh, cool. I'm waiting for Jake to get back to that. It's still a weeknight and we promised each other we would go.
You're saving yourself.
Yes. Because I had a couple other friends invite me out tonight and I was just like, I can't do that because Jay would be so upset.
I mean, you could watch it
yeah, and then lie about it.
and then be like, I've never seen the Avengers. Because let's be honest, it's going to be fucking good. And you're going to want to see it twice. And so you're like, I definitely have never seen this movie before. Wow, that was unexpected. And like, and obviously you don't talk about that. That's be obvious. I've never seen it. Because let's be honest,
So I need to collect all the notes to going into each of these areas. So you've never played this game before?
Wow, that was I've played it. It's not all the way through.
Did you make it here? It's the last stage. Did you make it this way? No. So the last stage is split up into 4 sections. I don't know if you were watching the stream.
Yeah, I was watching it last time.
Yeah, it's split up into 4 seasons.
I've played
It's
it.
the only stage like it, but it's 4 separate environments.
And like they don't carry over or anything. You have to do each one individually. That sucks.
I mean, it's kind of unique idea, though.
It's a nice idea.
Yeah,
But
that's
it's a pain in the butt.
Winter is the last one.
They should make a Zelda game. Seasons. I know you like Ages better, but
Yeah, the one we played on stream, duh.
come on now. Give it the program.
Not with the program whatsoever. I don't know the program.
It's fine. I know you like Ages better. That's what TV Guide is for.
Yeah, the one we played is just TV.
I don't think so. Like, what's the purpose? The internet exists.
Yeah, you can just Google it.
Like, the TV Guide channel is even still there, but like, even that is.
You have to wait for the whole fucking thing to
And
loop.
like, everyone has digital cable now anyway, and you just flip through it.
Yeah.
That's why it's like, they have shows on it. And then like, the TV part is just like tiny little battery. Why even bother?
I haven't had a cable in many years.
Idiot. And like, I don't miss it.
Me neither.
I do get the best of
Fucking
both
hell.
worlds. Because my parents have cable, and I can't use
Oh
that.
my
It's
god, what the
good.
fuck?
You get fucked up. Show that gelatinous cube.
Sorry, but yeah, I was getting my shit wrecked there. It's totally getting my shit wrecked. Oh my god! I saw in the demo reel that in winter here, where this plant grows, it's supposed to be mumbo token. But I think I must have gotten it already because it didn't sound. Hey Josh! I saw in the demo reel that in winter here, where this plant
Because I forgot to bring it.
That's true, and I don't think either of us would be good enough to
I was gonna have the chat up on here, but it's not.
Hey Josh!
Fucking
Oh no!
Twitch, piece of shit. Chat,
That's true. However, in the demo reel, it's actually right here, this particular enemy. They broke it in half and then timed it just right so they killed both of the things in one hit.
Nice, at least that was impressive.
Yeah, I was just like, holy shit.
Oh, there it is. It's a D. But my chat. which makes it a lot less useful.
They broke it in
Useful.
half and then timed it just right. So I don't use IRC on my phone. It's too.
Well, I'm just using the
hard to
Twitch
tell.
app.
Yeah, I was just like, shit. Fucking Twitch app. So I figured winter would be the easiest to collect all the notes for.
Why? What made you think that?
Because if you die, you have to start over. So if I'm gonna die, it's gonna be the hardest section of the level.
I see. So it's going to be the easiest to start with because it's the hardest.
Right.
And that's some counterintuitive thinking.
If you die, you have to start over. So if I'm gonna die, it's gonna be the hardest section of the level.
I see.
On top of that, I think it has the least notes too.
That's all.
So there are 100 notes per stage.
And so you got to get 100 4 times?
No.
Or it's 100 separated?
Separate between.
Okay.
That's what I
That's
said.
less technical.
Yeah, winter has the least, I'm pretty sure. So there are 100 notes. I'm pretty sure spring has
So
the
you got to get
least.
100.
No.
Or it's 100 separated.
So
That's less.
now we have more viewers. Yay, thanks for tuning in.
How can you see how many?
That's what that is right there. I size my windows up just right so I
Yeah.
can see that. Because usually when I have a game, when I'm playing a computer game, I size up so you can just see that little window there. I have the main game. That's what that is right there. So I size my windows up. Yeah. So I can get under the ice here, and there's a cave where the beaver is. But I'm pretty sure there's no notes in there.
So it's useless for our needs.
Useless.
More incomplete.
Not gonna bother.
Oh, now my poop showed up. Which is a very strange sentence to take out.
Yes, it is. And now that we've covered ground, we gotta climb the tree. Useless. Let's see what's up on the tree. Not gonna bother. There's another way over there. We're gonna have
It's
some.
a very strange sentence.
Shit! Wow.
Are you fucking up? I
But
look away for a second and you just fuck it up. Like, and do
ha,
ha 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 ha. I look away for a second and you just
so clever.
I'm super clever, right? You don't even know how clever I am.
So
no one knows
clever.
how clever I am. It's a closely guarded secret.
Yeah, nobody knows.
Shut up. Hurting my feelings. I actually heard a kid say that today. They're like, not to me, because I heard them say something else. They're like, teacher, she hurt my feelings. I'm like, no, it doesn't. Fuck your feelings.
Best sub in the world.
Yeah. Well, like I said, they weren't saying it to me. I just overheard it. And I didn't say that out loud. I'm not a monster. Just ask.
I would have said it out loud.
Because you're a monster.
Yes.
I'm not.
Best sub
I like to keep my job. Well, like I said, they weren't
Yeah,
saying time
you
yet.
kind of have a career going
I didn't
on.
say that out loud.
What was your dream job that we talked about the other day? That you were doing like this is just temporary or something else? What was
Are we
it?
talking? I don't know.
Yeah, it was something like I don't remember. What
Chippendale
was
Jack.
your dream job? Possibly.
What happened? What happened?
I got killed by an ice cube. Yeah, it was something like you were killed by an ice cube.
I hope my disappointment comes through on the screen.
Possibly.
I need to see it. What happened? What happened? I hope my disappointment.
So how about that there project Yooka-Laylee turning out to be a game called Yooka-Laylee, starring characters named Yuka and Laylee?
I have to admit, it's not the most creative thing in the world, but it also works.
Yeah, it does. It does.
I couldn't help but feel like, though, that they just went down a list of things that were, like, they went down a Banjo-Kazooie list. And they're
Yeah.
like, alright, animal riding another animal's back. Check. A font that's like the same font. Check. Named after stringed instrument. Check. I won't be surprised if the game is like you're fighting a wizard and you're collecting board games.
You're actually collecting pages.
Close font. It's like same font. Check. Named after
Fuck
stringed
you guys.
I won't be surprised if the game is like you're fighting a wizard and you're collecting I mean, it's cool.
You're actually
Don't get me wrong. Fuck bitch. That sounds racist. Like,
this whole game is vaguely racist.
racist against bitches. I mean, it's
And
cool.
like Mumbo is like a vague caricature of a black person.
I wouldn't even say vague. It's a bit overt. Like,
It's, they don't really try to hide it very well.
really not.
And like Mumbo is like a vague.
That's why they're stuck making shitty Connect games. It's a bit overt. It's like
Bad
racial
karma.
karma.
They don't really try to hide it very well. Can karma be Rachel?
Sure. That's why they're stuck making I was gonna go with that.
You gotta back up and claim that evidence. Can karma be
Why is that one cool?
Gold feathers are collected in Clanker's cavern, and they allow you to be invincible for a short period.
It seems like it would be useful. You know.
Gold feathers. The only way to kill the snowmen is to bump into them while flying with out of red feathers. That's
That's a pain in the ass.
That is a pain in the ass. That is exactly what's going down
Can't
there.
just take their magic out.
Nope. Well, you can't without bashing into them. Because that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to knock them out.
Oh, I see. Alright, right.
You just can't do it now. See, if I try to thing, it doesn't do it.
Nothing happens.
No thing happened. But any other enemy would have killed him.
Oh, but just not that.
Not that
That's you gotta be like special.
because he is
You're not impressing anyone.
fucking ice business bullshit.
You just love ice levels of you.
Actually, do.
I kind of because they make me feel like so badass. Like once I like mastered the mechanics of the game, I'm just like running, sliding without a care in the world. Yeah, what up, bitches?
I like him more for the
Like so badass. Once I, like,
the tranquility of it all, which is sort of anti-Banjo-Kazooie's version of it.
running, sliding without care in the world. Yeah, what up, bitches?
Like, I think Phandrana Drift set a bad standard for me there. It's like
But Phantom Drift like gives me anxiety.
Anxiety.
Like it's
That area is fucking awesome,
It's
and
it
the
is.
song is super tranquil.
it is. It's cool. I wouldn't call the song tranquil. To
Oh,
me, it
it's
sounds
totally
like a war
tranquil.
march. Drift like gives me
A war march.
Yeah.
Really.
Really.
Really awesome, and
It
the
is.
song is super tranquil.
It is. It's cool. It's like
Like you're not fucking
steady
you're
and
not
like
being
no.
sarcastic.
Unless we're thinking of different songs.
A war march.
Yeah.
Really.
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 It is. It's like
Like you're not fucking
steady
you're
and
not
like
being
no.
sarcastic.
Unless we're thinking of different songs. All right. Let's see. Okay, I think which one am I thinking? There was another Phandrana area, right?
No. There's an area kind of like it in other end.
No, I've seen this played. What song am I thinking? It's been so long since I played it. I got the trilogy when it came out on Virtual Console or whatever.
Yeah.
Don't like it that much.
Really?
I don't know the motion control. Maybe I just have to like get.
I think you have to be used to it, because honestly, that was the best part of porting it to the Wii.
I don't know. Maybe I just wasn't feeling it.
Like, when Metroid Prime Trilogy came out originally, it was part of a series called the New Play Control series.
Yeah.
And it was the final one that was released in Japan, and we only got like 4 of the games.
We
but-
got the 2 Pikmins and that one.
Yeah, but there was also Mario Tennis. They did Mario Tennis as well.
I'm sure that set the world on fire.
Oh, it totally did. But like, I actually played through New Play Control Pikmin, and it was so much better than GameCube. I was just like totally impressed by it.
I didn't play those remakes, but I did use the the motion controls in Pikmin 3, and those controls are fantastic. I'm assuming
they're actually better in Pikmin 1 and 2 for the Wii.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I forgot exactly what it is, but there's some like little one fucking mechanic that's what it is. So in Pikmin 3, when you're playing with the rear mode, you have to do the same thing you do on the gamepad to lock on and just shoot your Pikmin at the things to like have them all attack a wall or something. On the other two on the Wii, you just point at it and press the down arrow, and they'll go in that direction forever.
Oh, they'll all just...
Yeah, they'll all just go in a line towards that direction, and if you're pointing at something at the end, they'll all go towards it.
Okay.
So
that seems like it.
Yeah, it was very convenient. I used it a lot, and they were
See, I didn't know that feature was missing. So
but yeah, they're not remakes. The only things that are different are they made them widescreen and they added the new motion controls. That's it. And they really were better for it. They honestly were. And so when when Metroid Prime 3 came out on the Wii, that was... Did you play that one?
No.
That one used motion controls for the turning and everything, and it got like universal praise from all the critics, and I fucking loved it too. Like, it takes a minute to get used to, but once you do, it's better than keyboard and mouse controls. Because you're pointing a gun, you're actually pointing at what you're doing.
Alright.
But
I'll give it another try.
So when they brought it to Prime 1 and 2, and they threw it all on a fucking thing, it was just like, oh my god, this is the best thing ever.
I'll give it a try. I'll give it a try. So, Prime 1 and 2. Well, Prime 2. So
Prime 2
have a...
What the fuck?
Whatever.
Snowman. Snowman threw a snowball at me and knocked me off the little tiny narrow ass halfway while I was trying to adjust the camera so I could see the narrow ass
You can
halfway.
play my... You got distracted. So, I played the crap out of Prime 1, as you know, most of them. And I loved that game. Loved it so much. And then, so obviously when Prime 2 was coming out, I had that shit pre-ordered for like a year. And I bought it on day 1.
And?
To date, I played that game for about 3 hours.
Nice, I've only played for about an hour.
I don't know what happened, but like, I started it up and I was like, yeah, this is awesome. And then, like, I played it for like 3 hours, and then I put it down and I never picked it back up. I still have it. It's still in my shelf with all my GameCube games. But, yeah, nothing.
I have a long history of Metroid Prime 2. So, I didn't play Prime 1 when it came out. I heard about it, or actually heard about the series Nintendo Power around that time, around the time the second one came out. And so I kept seeing it on a shelf at my local GameStop. I was like, cool, I want to go. They had, because what they did was they re-released the first game with a demo disc for 2 that also had a bunch of trailers and stuff, and it was $12. And I always saw it, and I was like, I usually have $12. Yeah, so I was like, fuck it. Metroid Prime 2 is about to come out. I wanna invest in this series and see what it's all about. And so I bought that, and this was the week that, if not the day that Metroid Prime 2 came out, that I finally decided to buy that. And the GameStop employee looked at the box, looked at the disc he had in his thing, and he ended up giving me the actual retail copy of Metroid Prime 2 instead of the demo disc.
Nice! You lucked out.
Yeah, I totally lucked out on that one. And but because I wanted to play the first one first, the only thing that my friend and I did was play the multiplayer mode. Like, I think I threw that in there first before we played Prime because I was like, well, it's just a demo, right? So we'll just play the first hour and call it good.
Yeah, like, what's different?
And then after the area that I thought a demo should end, and it kept going.
Oh, so you didn't even realize it wasn't the demo?
Yeah, I had no idea.
Oh, I see. It wasn't like one of those things like, that dude's fucking up. I hope he doesn't realize he's fucking up.
No, I had no idea until way after the moment.
Almost criminal.
Almost criminal,
That's
but
not your
it
fault.
was unintentional and it was not
Not
my
like the
fault.
other story. I don't remember what it was. Where you ripped someone. Oh, with your busted ass PlayStation.
Yeah, that was a different story. Shit.
Fucked up again. At least you didn't take that.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm fun like that. If I don't have enough feathers to climb, I can just kind of go over here.
Where do you get feathers? Just scout.
scattered around. I think there's some of those kind of winter.
If you like leave the area and come back, do they respawn?
I would have to leave the entire level, not just winter, which means starting over on the note count.
How many notes do you have?
8.
8 out of 100.
They're very dispersed on the stage because it's got the 4 sections. So yeah, I got like an hour into it, and you like, after the first area, you find the ship and all that, you go through all the cutscenes, and then you find the alien dude, and he's like, whoa, there's stuff going down, right?
And you expect it to just like fade out.
I expected the demo to end there.
I mean, an hour is still a long-ass demo.
Yeah, but it, like, contextually, it looks like a perfect time to end the demo.
Sense.
And so I was like, why the fuck isn't it ending? And we kept going for a little bit, and then we realized this isn't the demo. And so we were like, fuck it. I don't want to continue without having played
person.
Yeah, so we ended up just doing multiplayer.
And so how come you never pick that one back up again? Like, once you finish the first one?
Because I didn't finish the first one for many years. The first time I actually beat Metroid Prime, the first Metroid Prime was actually on the Wii.
Okay. Alright.
So yeah, I was quite behind on that.
It's alright. I don't care.
So I haven't... The last 2 times I tried to start Metroid Prime 2, the first time was like pretty soon after I beat Prime 1, but it was right after I moved in with Jay. And we had another roommate at the time, Sam, and she was a royal bitch who hated that I had this nice setup with a nice surround sound and all the games and shit. She hated it with a passion. So whenever I would play something, she would come out into the kitchen, which was basically designed like this, and she would just start making a fuck ton of noise. Throwing dishes in the sink, running the dishwasher, just purposely going out of her way to make a ton of noise to drown out my game that I rarely ever play. Like, it got to the point where I barely ever played anything because of that, because it would happen every time. She would time it just to do that. Yep, so... didn't end up continuing Prime 2. I started it again.
You're always looking for games to stream. That seems like a reason.
Yeah, but I don't want to do Wii shit.
No, yeah, it would be a pain in the ass.
No, the pain in the ass is the setup.
Oh, okay.
It's because because of the damn sensor bar. If it weren't for the sensor bar, streaming Wii stuff wouldn't be that bad, but it's because I have to have the sensor bar over there. That's what makes it terrible.
Why don't you get like one of those wireless?
I need to get one.
Or like just 2 cameras. You ever seen that trick?
Yeah, that does work.
Where you risk burning down. So wrenches and shit.
But yeah, I definitely need to get a wireless sensor bar specifically for streaming. That's not bad.
I want to get a second sensor bar just so... I basically want to second everything so that when I... Like, short of the console itself. So, like, when I take it places, I don't have to unhook all that shit.
Yeah,
I can just unhook it directly from its place.
And that's the problem I have with streaming, is that I have to put the console, the 64 sitting right there. I have to move everything. And so, like, the 64 usually is in this cubby hole down there below the Xbox, and the TV doesn't have composite or S-video inputs, so it's actually running through an upscaler on HDMI cable.
Do you get lag with that?
No, not enough to camera anyway, but it does force widescreen, which is really kind of, I don't really like that. There's no way to fix it.
Luckily my TV does still have
composite. This TV has everything. We just, like, I've honestly thought about putting it back over there, we just never did.
It's really conversation for the stream watchers.
This TV...
A bunch of things they can't see. Let's talk about the picture instead. Can they see the picture?
Yeah, usually the picture shows up on the thing. Yeah, nobody's talking
they
about
see the corner. So. That's why, because we're talking about things they can't see.
Like, nobody's fucking watching right now.
Dicks. Except for me.
It's because it's a weeknight and it's 9 o'clock, that's why.
Don't they want to see the thrilling conclusion to this video game?
Probably, and that's why I decided to time it the way I did, because I knew we were gonna...
I wanna tweet it out.
Thank you.
Or Facebook. So,
Because usually it takes half an hour to an hour before I get a steady stream of people watching who actually interact. So it's that's why I timed it so we'd be doing this quest before actually doing the fight. Because otherwise the stream would have been extremely short and had no interaction with anyone, and that would have sucked. Where was I? Oh yeah, so the 64 is hooked up that way. And the TV over there is 1080p, whereas this one is 720. That's why the other TV is over there. Oh, Kazooie, what the fuck?
yeah, what the fuck?
Every time you don't pay attention, I almost die. So yeah, that's why the TV's over there, and I wanted to actually make the next block that we do Dreamcast games, but I have no way to hook it up at the moment because it's hooked up over there in a cubby hole, and it for some reason doing S-video on that thing is really difficult.
Really?
Like, you need a special box to begin with for S-video or VGA, which I do have, but the actual video quality of the S-video is terrible.
That sucks.
But most games don't use it. Most games are actually VGA for 480p. It's only like a handful that require you to actually use S-video, and so because of how convoluted it's set up, not only do I need a VGA to HDMI thing for the living room to actually have it working nice over there, I need to get another VGA S-video box.
So you need like a chimera of adapters.
Yes. And most likely another HDMI VGA box thing, so that I don't have to pull all those fucking wires. Because see where it is over there? It's behind the air conditioner, it's behind everything else. I really don't want to fish those wires out just to play Dreamcast games.
Yeah.
So,
I don't blame you.
So I would need to spend like $40 to get new cables just so I can have it like, this is just for streaming.
Yeah.
That's why we haven't played Sonic Adventure 2 yet, because I want to play it on Dreamcast and I don't want to hook the Dreamcast up.
Okay, so you would know more than me because I never played the Dreamcast. How does the GameCube version?
It's exactly the same minus the battle mode.
So why don't you just play the GameCube?
I don't want to, because the Dreamcast one is the one nobody ever fucking plays, and I want to get it some screen time and give it love. That's right.
How about the Xbox version?
The Xbox version is actually widescreen, so it's different in that regard, but other than that, it's the same as the GameCube.
I bought that day one when it went on Xbox Live. I was like, hell yeah.
I think I did too, but I haven't played it yet.
I played the crap out of it for like a while. And then when I finally got to Final Hazard, I was like, man, this boss was a pain in the ass when I was like 15. Because I remember spending like 3 hours trying to fight that motherfucker, and I finally got it. And I was
It's a
like,
stupid bomb thing.
yeah, and I was like, this is gonna be so hard. Well, I'm looking forward to it. You know, the first try, like, no big deal. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
okay. I guess either I'm just awesome now, or I was terrible back then, or a mix of both.
It's kind of like my my grand 4-year run of Final Fantasy X.
Yeah. And I was disappointed too, because I was like, well, at least if I have to be playing for so long, I'll get to hear Live and Learn for like 3 hours. That's cool.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, I didn't even hear the song once all the way through.
Aw.
But I have it on my phone, so I can just...
My biggest complaint about Sonic Adventure 2 is actually about the audio quality. Every fucking song is recorded at a super low bit rate, especially Live and Learn and Shadow's theme, whatever that one is. The other one sounds like Live and Learn, but it's not.
Yeah.
They're sampled at like less. I think it's like 96 kilobits per second. It's something really low, and you cannot find a high quality version of it. even on the official soundtrack, I've actually bothered to download the official soundtrack in FLAC to test it, and it's still, the source recording is still super low.
Damn.
Which is ridiculous because Sonic Adventures are all super high quality. They're at least 256
well,
DVR.
see, they had to make room for the Child Garden somewhere.
Oh right.
So
yes.
they cheaped out. So are you finished with Winter?
I think so actually. I just need to survive and get out of here.
So Banjo didn't see his shadow.
Banjo did not see a shadow. One of the big things about Sonic Adventure 2 over the first game is that the first game runs at 30 frames per second. The second game runs at 60 on every platform, even Dreamcast. So that's where I think that compression came in.
Yeah.
Was they were trying to make the game look as good as it could while running at 60 frames.
Probably. They had to save resources.
Yeah. I need to survive. I need to get down there and survive somehow. It's going to be very difficult to do. I need to survive.
Oh, yeah.
In all the other seasons except for spring, I guess it is. No, summer. I can just position myself to land in the river because I won't die if
There's no river here.
There's no river.
Ice. How inconvenient.
And it's all dried up in summertime, I think.
So it's like California.
Yeah, well, it's
except it'd also be dried up in
time.
winter.
God, nobody is fucking talking. We got 3 viewers, and one of them is
One
you.
of them's me.
Come on, guys, say hi. Let's talk about Project Yooka-Laylee together.
Yeah.
It's kind of the whole point of finishing Banjo-Kazooie tonight instead of sometime else.
How relevant, right?
Yeah.
I'm saving all my juicy talking points. People show up.
Right. So I do that sometimes, too.
That's totally not a cover for that. I just have a little to say about it that I probably already said. But it's okay, no one heard it. We can beat it. It'll be like watching the Avengers for the first time.
Yeah.
I never had this conversation before. This is all brand new to me.
Yeah, and see. Okay, this is something that carries over throughout the seasons. You have to break this boulder in springtime.
Nice.
And I didn't need to do it because I went backwards.
Do you need to get in?
Probably. We'll find out.
And you can do the seasons any order you want.
Yeah. Now I can, but I've been locked in. Originally, like when I first came in here, I had to start with spring and then go in order.
Nice.
Yeah, the Avengers thing, like, I'm not really into comic book stuff or superheroes at all, and Jay really is, so...
That's the nice thing, though, about the Marvel cinematic movies, Marvel Studios movies, rather, is you don't have to be, and that's why they're so successful.
Yeah.
They've turned them into very appealing mainstream movies. Like, before those movies came out, really, except for comic book dorks, no one cared.
Exactly,
Right.
but they made a movie and they wrote it so well that people like it. Like, it appealed to the mainstream.
Yeah, hell, Guardians of the Galaxy, even among comic book dorks, nobody cared about Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, that was like straight
And,
from
like,
the barrel.
And that movie was fantastic.
It was pretty good. Except for the whole ending. You know, the stone is supposed to kill humans instantly, as we saw, because it killed the girl in the, when they got the stone. And then he fucking Star-Lord grabs
Because they have
it.
the power of friendship.
Yes, the power of friendship saved the world. Whoever wrote that script definitely liked the little comment. It's not that the power of friendship.
Friendship is magic. I don't know.
Huh?
Other than that, I don't know anything about My Little Pony other than
They're
that
ponies,
friendship is magic.
and they are kind of small.
And they apparently belong to something.
Well, they used to back in the day. Now they don't. Now that they're all independent
That's free.
black ponies, and they don't need
They don't need no.
no human owners. When
Broken the bonds of servitude.
yes,
They're now.
no longer pack mules. When
They
the-
call nobody messing.
When the show came on, when the new show came on and became super popular, I actually watched like the first season of it. It was pretty good. And then it kind of got co-opted by weird people. And I was just like, okay, yeah, they're ruining a good thing.
I gave it a chance. Like, you know, people were like, "Oh, it's so good. It appeals to adults." You know, I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It looks like a bunch of little girl ponies. But I'm like, you know what? I won't talk shit. Like, I like
Give it the
childish
3-episode
cartoons.
test.
Like, let me try it. And I watched an episode. I'm just like, stone face. I wasn't like disgusted, but at the same time, I wasn't like.
But they
nothing
saved
for me.
the world and stopped Nightmare Moon with friendship.
These are all words that mean things by themselves, but when you put them together like that, I have no idea what they're trying to do.
Nightmare Moon is the antagonist of the first episode.
I don't even think it's the first episode I just watched.
Oh.
Maybe that's the problem. Maybe I need to dive deep into the canon and lore of My Little Pony.
The like every episode has something. It's very, again, adult friendly, but it's also smarter. That's the big thing that sets it apart. Really, is that it's smarter than your average kid show. It's not like it has the guise and reputation of being for fucking 5-year-old girls, right? But the actual content is appealing to all ages, and it's clever. It's very cleverly written sometimes. There's a lot of in-jokes that require you to at least finish high school.
So
to
it's
understand.
basically the
There's-
Animaniacs.
Yeah, only not as dirty, but yeah.
Yeah, the Animaniacs is so good.
Yeah, but there was a lot of sex jokes in Animaniacs.
There was. That went totally over my head as a kid.
Mhm.
And watching them now, I'm like, oh shit, that was fucked up.
Yeah, there's no way that should be on TV today.
That
No
show was so
way.
good though.
It was good.
Yeah.
It was like that is the modern equivalent of Animaniacs. That's what it is. Not like Adventure Time or whatever.
I have a fun story.
I don't like Adventure Time.
So I
It's
don't
dumb.
I don't watch it regularly, but I can appreciate it. But back in 2006, I was at Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con, the one and only Comic-Con, before it was the massive thing it is now. It was really big. You could plausibly get tickets. You could show up on the day of and, you know, still be able to get a ticket, especially for like Sunday. Anyway, I was with my sister, and we were kind of tired. And so we're like, let's get off our feet, let's just go watch a panel. And so we looked at the program guide, and we saw Nickelodeon was hosting a panel. And we really liked the Fairly Odd Parents and those other shows along the time. So we're like, oh, let's go watch that. And because it was actually the studio that put out Fairly Odd Parents, they were like showing some stuff they had in it. So oh, yeah, let's go watch that. Let's go check that out. And it was Fred Rader's Studios. And so we go, and they show a couple like, you know, pilots they've been working on. There was like this Jimmy Neutron spin-off, some other thing, I don't know. And then they're like, oh, here's another show we got working on. It stars this kid and this dog, and it's very weird. It's called Adventure Time. So and they showed the first episode, and I was like, dude, that show was fucking hilarious. Holy crap. And then never heard anything about it. Never, not ever. But it was all silent thing. And I was like, man, that like I would think about it every so often. That shit was so funny.
Yeah, it started off as a web show.
Yeah, and like I remember I talked to the guy, the creator, Pendleton Ward, outside of the panel room. Afterwards, I was talking for like 15 minutes. He sketched Jake for me. And I was like, yeah, cool. Like, I really hope this show comes on the air because I really enjoyed it. And so, you know, kind of got forgotten about. And eventually the internet got over the pilot. And, you know, it had a small little cult following. And then I didn't have TV for it. And then all of a sudden, a couple years ago, I hear Cartoon Network now, no longer Nickelodeon. Adventure Time. I'm like, oh shit, that show, it's like, it made it. Cool. And it was like the first season. Now it's everywhere. Holy shit. And I saw like the birth of it, like the first public showing of the pilot of Adventure Time.
Wow.
By accident. So that's how be jealous. All none of you.
Oh, two. Well, one because you're the other one on your phone. Again, I never really got into Adventure Time because I'll grant that it's funny, but it also relies on a lot of like dumb humor, like SpongeBob did. Just a lot of stupid stuff. And that never appealed to me.
I probably couldn't watch it like regularly.
Yeah.
But like the way I watch it now is I just see an episode every so often, and it is. But especially seeing that first one, just totally out of the blue. Like there wasn't really anything else like it on TV at the same time. Dude's catchphrase algebraic. That's random.
LOL so random. That's what it is. It's the LOL so random humor. It just doesn't appeal to me.
Now it's a little over.
Yeah. That part of it just doesn't appeal to me.
Yeah. No, I don't blame you.
I like smart humor.
I like smart humor.
That's interesting.
I like smart humor. But also good life and partner. Come on. Are you not a true red-blooded American?
I guess I'm
What
not.
do you have against America? How long have you been a communist?
Hey, Mouth Milk, how you doing?
Hey, tell her she's a communist. How long have you been working for the Kaiser?
The Kaiser, that's not even communism.
Well, you fucked up your ideologies.
I blame BBC, actually.
Alright, that's what they get for canceling talk. No, sorry, they haven't canceled talk.
Not yet.
Yeah, fire Jeremy Lines.
I honestly believe in British at heart.
So here's another sticking point. Not sticking point. Just something that sticks in my craw. So I'm not gonna try to say that like I was an early adopter of Doctor Who, but I was definitely I started getting into it before like the mainstream rush of it.
Are you about to play the hipster
No, I'm not. Believe it or not. So I got into it right around like season 4.
Okay.
So by then, like, you know, it was semi-popular.
That was actually around when I got into it.
Yeah, but not like here in America, really. You could get some imported like merchandise, but it wasn't like a lot. And so when I was like really big into it, you couldn't like find stuff. And you know, I wanted things to celebrate my newfound fandom. And because I was super into it for like a year. And you just couldn't really get stuff. And the few things I could find, I liked, but you know, whatever. And then like the next couple seasons I watched, but I was like slowly starting to wane. I don't know why exactly. I think maybe because I couldn't binge watch them anymore. Like my fervor just started to, you know, having to wait every week.
And now having to wait months on end for a new season.
Yeah, and so I still haven't watched the latest season. I guess the point is gotten to. But like now, you walk into any like specialty store and it's like Doctor Who everywhere. And I'm like, why couldn't it have been like this 4 years ago when I was like embroiled in it? It could have just been a wash in merchandise. But I guess it's for the best. I would have went roger than I am. Just with all sorts of Doctor Who crap.
Yeah, when I discovered it was because several people recommended to me, said I would probably love it, and when people start hyping something up for me, I start to cringe and back away from
I'm
it.
the same way. But
So-
especially a big problem I have, and I don't try to justify it because it's like a shitty thing to do.
Yeah.
But if there's like one person specifically that is really into it that I can't stand, then I was
Then
like,
you
fuck
can't
that
stand
show.
it. Yeah, if they endorse.
And
you can't
I
stand
don't
it.
remember who it was anyway, but there was someone I knew that was just couldn't stand this person, and they fucking loved Doctor Who. So I was like, fuck that show. I'm never gonna watch
Can't do
that
it.
stupid ass show. Even though like all my other close friends really dug it, it was because that one person. I was like, no, fuck this show. And then finally, a friend of mine, she was like, come on, just watch it. Alright, I'll watch an episode. I'll give it a chance. You wore me down. And so we were texting. And I was like, alright, I'm gonna go watch on Netflix. I'll be back. And I watched it. Oh, it's fucking is manic. What the hell? Like,
Rose is such a stupid episode.
but then, like, I watched it though, and I was like, and she's like, alright. And she, like, counted. She was like, alright, it's been like an hour. He must be done. She's like, so what'd you think? I'm gonna watch it. Like, I'm gonna watch episode 2. And then I just binged it.
Yeah, the way that the show is kind of structured right there is like to play on like, yeah, we realize it's low budget, but the old show is low budget, and what matters more than the visual effects is the story and the character and the development. And so that's what Like, honestly, because Rose is not a very good episode. It's very bland, it's very silly. But it's about the idea at the end of, after seeing this crazy shit go down, having this crazy manic dude just being like, talking about the world spinning out of control and shit.
And just like, where does it go now?
Yeah, of course you'd want to hop in the TARDIS with Rose. You'd be like, hell yeah, fuck you, Mickey Smith. I'm gonna go explore the stars.
Although Mickey ended up being.
Yeah, but it took forever.
Yeah.
It took like 3 years.
And then the only two black people ended up getting together.
Of course.
Which, I mean, I think Mickey and what's her name? Martha. It was fucked up because I actually really like Martha. Like the only one in
Martha's
the world.
the best fucking female character in the show next to Donna.
Thank you. Anyway,
as
I
a
actually
role
think they
model,
work
she
well
totally
together.
is.
I think they do actually work well together. They suit each other.
Yeah.
But it just seems a little convenient. They're like the only two black people on the show. And,
And of course, how like the Doctor ended up making her into like this militaristic person, and the same thing kind of happened to Mickey, but it happened to Mickey naturally, whereas with Martha it feels like she was forced into that mentality.
I think Mickey put himself into it.
Yeah, Mickey did it himself.
He volunteered to stay in that arena.
Right, but he did it to redeem himself and like become a better person as himself, whereas Martha did it because she had to, because the Doctor and all that. So
yeah, I really like Martha. Most people don't, and I can see why they don't.
You know why they don't, and on a purely psychological level, the reason why people don't like Martha is because she's a smart, independent woman. She's not reliant on the Doctor.
Well, I mean, so the fair criticism that I would give is that she is a smart, independent woman, but she's also like kind of puppy dog with the Doctor.
And it feels very tacked on because it's so against her actual character.
Yeah, and I that's fair, and I will give him that much. There's also just I don't know how you necessarily feel about Rose Tyler. I'm not like totally anti.
I'm not a big fan actually.
I'm not huge into Rose, but I'm not too anti. But also, a lot of people are totally pro Rose, and she's not Rose. She's the first companion after Rose, so no matter who it is, they're gonna hate her.
Exactly. But the whole like Doctor being so upset at the loss of Rose and everything. If you actually watch Doomsday again, like he knows it's coming, and he keeps a straight face, keeps it jovial and everything, and he doesn't let himself get emo about it. And so the entirety of season 3, where Martha's just like, "Look at me, senpai," and he's just like,
Notice
"Oh,
me,
Rose." It feels wrong and very cashed in. That whole part of her character and that dynamic, I did not like in the slightest. I didn't think it was natural.
Yeah, no, me neither.
Whereas with the big tragedy of the 11th Doctor of losing Amy and Rory, it was like, yeah, you believed it because they spent so much time together and like they worked it together and all that.
Yeah.
It felt very natural, especially like the snowman with when he meets Clara, like in Victorian era. She snaps him out of it. Like he actually goes into a depressive funk and like becomes a recluse and shit. That's pretty. When you lose your family like that, that's understandable. After so long, I mean, the last family he had was Susan, and that was fucking 50 years ago.
And he wanted to bang Rose so bad.
Well,
Maybe
he
they did,
eventually did, yeah.
Well,
I expected the actual, not the fucking doppelganger Doctor, but the actual Doctor. I expect that he actually did, simply because they made it clear that he slept with the Queen.
That's true. Sweet kid Latin. Oh man.
Kid Latin.
Aye, opose, aye, ange. Highway. Waihu.
Atfe? There, I did it. Congratulations.
We will not give in to the demands of terrorists or heiress.
Except we already did it before.
That is true. I lied. Teardrop.
Oh, what I'm so sad. Let's go back to talking about Doctor Who like the nerds we are.
Yeah, like real nerds. I lost my train of thought. I got distracted by Piglet. I'm not Pigletino. know how to look yet. What was the time?
Something about character development.
Fucking Rose.
You know how bad it was for Martha.
No, I literally Dr. fucking Rose.
Oh yes, yes. It's because they made it canon that he fucked the queen.
It's true.
So it's
Doctor gets around.
Doctor gets around, and I mean.
And it's not like Rose was saying no. Like she wanted.
Yeah.
She wanted the D.
She wanted it. And then through all the times, like the fucking Satan Pit episode, that ridiculous ass episode, they think that they're stuck there on that space station, and they're talking about like actually having to live their lives together as like a couple, as like forever, and yeah, you know the shit's going down in that TARDIS.
What's your favorite season from DW?
Season as a whole?
Man, that's tough.
Donna. Gotta be Donna.
Donna's good. I mean, shit, I don't know. I honestly, I think it would be a Tennant and Rose, like a Tennant and Rose.
I mean,
But
season 2 would be the one if you're gonna go with that. So. But I
really like Martha.
Yeah.
I like Donna.
But Donna, like the dynamic between the Doctor and Donna was the best out of all of them, and it had a good, close story. Everybody loved Wilfred. Everybody loved that part of the story. It was great. Like every episode was just like, this is fun.
See, I'm trying to like think about it with the season with all the best episodes and the least shitty episodes, but my mind just kind of like through the shitty episodes, so I don't remember them anymore.
Yeah, most of the shitty episodes are honestly in seasons 1 through 3.
Yeah, so I honestly couldn't tell you what my favorite season is, but they're all pretty good. Like it's a total cop-out answer.
As far as like drama goes, if like that's the criteria we're going for, I'm definitely going with was it 6 where we lost Amy and Rory at the end? I mean that was at the start of season 7, but so 6, yeah, 6 would be the drama season favorite because like Matt did great, just like all these different emotions.
He really did. But
great actor.
I can't.
David's a great actor too.
Get over my Tennant.
Yeah.
Just like every other teenage girl.
Yes. Believe me, I'm there too. But like as far as acting ability, like David's fucking the best in the world, but Matt is the second best, and that's that's saying something.
I have to admit though, like it's kind of cheesy, but the end of time part 2, like the end of it, I always get choked up, like when it goes on his little like fan service tour.
Yeah,
and I'm like, realistically, I want to be like, this is so cheesy. This is such pandering. I'm above this. But really, I'm like, oh, it's not cheesy. Oh, it's Mickey and Martha. Oh, it's Captain Jack. Oh, it's Rose. Oh,
yeah, the way they ended that was really like an end of an era thing. They covered like all the different story points they covered during that time, so that made it cool.
And like, I want to feel above. I don't want to go. I want to like criticize it. Like, that's so out of character. Blah 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 blah. The Doctor wouldn't say that. But like at the same time, just like I don't want you to go either.
I know.
Please don't go.
It's such a tearjerker moment.
Matt Smith's great. Love Matt Smith.
Yeah.
Same time, great too. That's why the 50th anniversary was so. I loved it so much. Like that's holy shit.
I loved it, but at the same time, I didn't think David channeled his particular Doctor very well. And I also don't think that they should have reiterated the "I don't want to go" line because it killed the impact of it. But at the same time, that was the whole point, was to kill the impact and make it funnier, and just like turn it into a joke.
It was good. I watched it in the theater. And they had a show in the theater.
We saw that in Seattle.
Like I couldn't wait though. Like I downloaded it as soon as it was out, and I was like, I already have the tickets, but I'm like, I can't not see it.
We were patient, but the thing is, we were late to the showing, so we missed the whole Suntaran thing.
Oh, that was so cool.
We ended up having a bootleg that and watch that later.
That was so cool. Wait, it was like the same thing like I said about the Avengers earlier. It's like, I know I'm going to watch it more than once.
Oh, yeah.
Might as well just watch it.
I actually just rewatched Day of the Doctor not that long ago, like a couple weeks ago in the sound system here. Because I spent a lot of money to get that nice sound system, and now I'm done.
No, it's fine. You pulled it out.
There's a It's this fall or summer.
So what's your favorite season of Doctor Who?
Yes.
Your name is
Mouth Milk.
Oh yeah, Mouth Milk. I remember. That's a funny ass name.
What's your favorite season of Doctor Who and why?
500 words.
In 5,000 words.
Or 5 pictures.
5 motion pictures?
No, because that's 60 frames per second, so that's like...
No, it's actually 24.7.
Oh, that's right.
That's right.
So that's
Right?
a lot of words per second.
Yeah,
Now I want to do the
24 and a
math.
half is
Like
standard.
a feature-length movie, 84 minutes long,
Mhm.
and 24 frames per second. And if the pictures were 1,000 words, how many words is one movie worth? It's not hard math. It's just...
It is for me.
Well, it's just a lot of steps.
Yeah.
All right. We got
Oh, God.
While we wait for Mouth Milk's dissertation. All right.
Let's let the teacher do some math.
So we got 24 frames per second for 60 seconds.
That's why I like Clara, because she's an English teacher. She doesn't take shit from math.
I mean, I'm a teacher and I studied English. Anyway, where was I?
Oh, Mouth Milk doesn't
dove
even.
into that show. Oh, okay. So there's a lot of different suggestions of where to start. I personally am like a purist, and I say just start with season 1.
Yeah, because that way you're in on everything.
Yeah, start with Ninth Doctor.
But do know that it's very hokey for a couple of years.
Yeah, like it's not like a hard watch.
It's
but
close to it.
It can sometimes be a little draining. Like we were talking about though, like I think you watch the first episode and you are kind of drawn in, so that really helps.
Yeah, you're drawn in by the intrigue and all that, but then you find out that what makes the show so awesome is the characters.
Yeah.
And the drama between them.
But I mean, you could start like there's a lot of different arguments to start at season 5 when Matt first gets there.
Yeah, that's also a great jumping in point.
Yeah, or start at when Claire gets there or whatever. Like there's a lot.
I don't think so. I think you'd have to start with Matt.
But I think honestly, just season 1, and it's a lot to get.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you, but it's worth it.
It is worth it. It's definitely worth it because once you build that all up and you like know the history of it up to where like the current episodes are broadcasting, it makes them that more impactful.
Yeah. Alright, so assuming 24 frames per second for 84 minutes, you're gonna have 120,960 frames, and if each frame is 1,000 words, then you're gonna have 120,960,000 words.
Whoa!
So there you go, math.
Good job.
And if I did the math wrong, it's because I have a degree in English. So. So yeah, it's Mouth Milk. You should watch Doctor Who. Yeah, because like there's some shows where I'm like, yeah, you should watch it, but don't start at the beginning. Like Parks and Recreation. First season's fucking terrible. It's worth watching in retrospect, like after you bridge the show.
Yeah.
But trying to watch it from the get-go will just turn you off the show.
So I'm wondering made it past the first season.
Yeah, like I decided to start watching it one day because I had nothing else to do, and I had friends that were into it, so I was like, all right, let's give this a try. And I watched the first episode. This sucks, but I got nothing else going on. Let's just go on let's go on to episode 2. It's like this is still sucky. Like let's just keep watching. And then finally, the first season only like 6 episodes. I might as well go to the next one. Okay, this is actually really good now. So it worked out.
That's kind of what happened with me and How I Met Your Mother. Because like I honestly really liked the show up until about season 3 or so, but I stuck with it all the way through to the end, even though there were many episodes where I was like, "Fuck you, Ted! You're a horrible human being." Like I seriously had rage quit moments with that show because of the stupid shit Ted would do.
So I didn't watch the whole series through. I've seen episodes.
He is ridiculously just an awful human being.
Yeah, but I did see the ending.
Yeah.
And so like, even though I didn't watch the show, I had a basic understanding of what kind of happened. I was like, that's a shitty ending. Like,
A lot of people didn't really like it. They said that when the DVD comes out, they're going to do an alternate ending.
well, there is an alternate ending that I've seen.
Oh, I guess
Which
it's already out.
it's, I mean, again, I haven't seen the whole show, but it felt a lot more satisfying. Like,
That must be it. Then I haven't seen it.
yeah, I feel like it ends better. But the real ending, it's like, really, like that's what you're gonna fucking do, and then like, so it is gonna be Ted and Robin the whole time, and that's
Well,
just
that
seems
was
so
that was
forced.
the idea from the start.
Yeah, but it seems forced. Like,
In the latter years, yeah, but if you watch, like, for example, seasons 1 through 3, it definitely is constantly leading to that.
yeah,
Like, the fact that the scene where they have the end, the kids are there,
Uh-huh.
that was recorded halfway through season 2.
yeah, I did read about that because the kids were aging much too quickly to still be
Yeah.
believable. So they actually knew the ending of the show well before it was.
Oh yeah, it went to plan. It definitely went to plan. God, I've only got 50?
Fuck.
Where are all the rest of them?
So, what you're doing right now, is this absolutely necessary, or are you doing it for completion?
Both. Because if you get all the notes, you can get upgrades you kind of need for the final boss to make it possible. So that's why I'm doing it early.
But you're not doing 100%.
No, it would be 100% because of that.
Okay. Gotcha.
Going for the extra stuff to make you even possibly be able to beat Banjo.
I see. But someone could theoretically beat Banjo.
Oh yeah, some speedrunners can do this shit without doing what I'm doing. Speedrunner could just get the required jiggies enough to open the levels to...
Well, I feel like speedrunners could beat
depends on the rules of that particular.
I don't really watch, like, I don't follow speedrunning throughout the year.
Yeah,
But
but
anytime it's like a GD2, then like suddenly I get to it.
yeah, I definitely keep up on the GDQs, but I don't really like. Sometimes I'll watch Striker. I've name dropped him a couple of times. He does Star Wars games, and like his big thing is Empire. And at SGDQ last year, he speedran Return of the Jedi, which is what I played the other day, and I was just like, holy shit, he beat this game in half an hour, and like, this is, you know, something I spent hours and hours and hours on as a kid. And Empire is widely known as being the hardest Super Nintendo game ever made. So the fact that he can speedrun it in about 35 minutes is just like, what the fuck? You have to watch it. So once in a while I'll hop into his stream and just be like, hey, how you doing? This is fun.
How about that one kid who streams whatever?
Oh yeah, Cosmo, yeah, I know him.
Yeah, there you go.
The guy who does Ocarina.
No, not. I meant that one dude that always showed up in your chat.
Oh yeah, that
What
fucking
game did he
English
play so
kid.
much?
It was Mario 64.
Yeah, because it was when you were playing Sunshine.
Yeah. He was like, by the way, I speedrun Mario 64. You should come watch my stream because I speedrun Mario 64. I was just like, good for you, buddy.
Dude. So when we were at the convention, there was this guy that was like, I feel like I shouldn't talk shit about my nerd brethren. Because we're all nerds, right? Like, we're all dorks, we're all geeks.
Yeah.
This guy
But
took
some
it to
are
a
much more
next
so than
level,
others.
man. And like, so you have to understand, like, just tags, which I guess is not something you should expect dealing with assholes.
Yeah.
But like, you're talking to a guy that runs a Nintendo, playing on a Wii U. Obviously, he has a passion for this. And then he starts saying, like, completely like unself-aware. I'll buy a Wii U when it's at a price and then I think it's worth it. Like, yeah, like $250 refurbished.
Fuck the
Nintendo,
Wii U.
No, I think it's worth like $150. I'm like, dude, like, you realize when you're like, we're playing on Wii U right now. Obviously, I'm gonna talk it up. Like, go fuck yourself. Get out of here.
Yeah, if you're just gonna come in here and troll and talk shit, I don't want you here.
I mean, he wasn't even trolling. He just
That's actually what happened.
asshole.
Did you hear about the fucking convention in Minnesota or something a week or two ago where the Gamergate girls got banned. They got banned because they were going into other panels and causing shit like that, just like trying to start arguments and derail the entire focus of the panel. And so it was found out that by the people running the event that they went in there with that specific goal and with the hopes that they would get banned, so they could drum up sympathy and be like, see, they banned girls that are in Gamergate too. And it's then like they looked at the fucking Kickstarter page where they were trying to get funding to get a booth and stuff, where they were like explicitly saying, "Tee-hee, we're just doing this to be dicks to everyone." And it's like, no shit, you got banned. What the fuck?
Yeah, you're gonna be a dick.
But like they tried to play it up like oh, the fucking SJW's taken over the game convention. Like, no, you explicitly broke the rules and they banned you.
I mean, like, I disagree with a lot of things those people say, but like, if you're being a dick on purpose, like, that's not cool.
Exactly. So that was the drama with that.
I missed it, 'cause I was at a different convention. Which was fucking awesome, actually. Like,
oh, there was open...
Yeah, it was like, I didn't know that going in.
Uh-huh.
And I showed up on Thursday during setup and registration, and like I got my little booth there, and people walking around like drinking stuff, and I talked to like the guy who runs it, and he's like just carrying this big bottle and drinking, and he's like, yeah man, feel free to booze it up. I like to think of this place like a 4-day board game house party. Yeah, alright, so the next day I brought liquor with me, and just sitting there all day playing Wii U and throwing back beer.
Shit, I should have gone.
It was fucking cool. Like, next year I'm doing it.
If I'm still in San Diego next year, sure.
It was cool as shit. Kingdom Con, for all of you
Kingdom Con.
guys watching all 4. Ooh, 4. Nice.
Yeah. Just wish they would talk more.
Yeah, jerks.
The whole
my
point was to
voice
talk
can
about
only-
Yooka-Laylee.
Yeah. I can't just keep talking. It's not like I talk for a living.
How much money do you make on the video podcast?
Oh, not that. I'd make 0 from that. I made my actual job.
Oh, right, the whole...
I mean, what is teaching except for, like, essentially...
This is what you do.
Like,
This is what happened.
performance.
Now write this down and tell me what I just told you when you were...
I'd like to think I'm a slightly more engaging educator than that.
Like the standardized testing system and just like the standardized teaching system, it doesn't really foster the whole purpose of education, which is to get kids thinking.
Don't get it.
That's what I was making fun of, was the system as a whole.
Then yes. Then your point is valid.
Figured you of anyone would know just exactly how bad that shit can be.
Yeah. It's a lot of teaching to the test and not just
Yeah,
general knowledge.
Teaching to the things that the state told you we have to teach to, rather than be like, okay, so this is what happened in the Civil War. You gotta know, I mean, everyone's gotta know this shit, but like, why? Think about the why behind why certain things went down. Think about that part of it.
Speak, chat room. Now I know why you're always like, come on guys, talk. And I'm like, I'm doing
Yeah.
shit over here. I'm like in Photoshop.
I mean, like, this is cool because, like, we can keep a conversation going, but, like, normally it's just me. I'm like, if I don't have, like, 5 people talking right now, I'm just totally screwed. Because I'm not a speedrunner, right? I'm not streaming for any specific reason other than to hang out with people in the chat room. And so if you guys aren't hanging out, then what the fuck am I doing here, right? That's
This world record time is not going to set itself,
Yeah.
right?
fucking slowest run ever done on Twitch. That's a record.
It's opposite of speed, but slow walks.
Yeah.
Leisurely jogs.
He usually walks through Banjo Town.
Speed running. Yeah,
I
that's
think
what we're
okay.
doing. We're speed running backwards.
Yes, backwards. If I remember right, K is speedrun, or Pixel K there is my friend Kaylee from Texas, right? Pretty sure.
Out. That's a Texas trade.
Yeah, which is funny because I actually heard that more living in rural Washington than I ever did in the South.
So here's what bugs me about Texas. I don't know if this is all Texas. I was in Austin like 2 years ago, and this weirded me out for some reason.
Yeah.
All the stoplights are sideways. Like here, the stoplights are up and down, red, yellow, green.
I think that just has to do with more of the time period they were built.
It bugged me.
I mean,
And my buddy
there's
that I was
places
there
up in
with,
LA that do it that way.
really? Fuck LA.
I'm from LA.
No, fuck
Sort
LA.
of.
I'm sorry.
I'm sort of from
I'm a San
LA.
Diego native. That's my.
I'm a California native, I can say that.
I guess we can have solidarity there,
Yeah,
but
I'm from very, very far away if you want to play like where I'm actually, like, no bullshit from, where I'm natively from. I'm from like 500, 600 miles north of here, so...
technically
yeah.
I'm from. My secret shame is I was born in Northern California, but like, don't tell anyone. All three of you.
Where were you born?
I was born in Humboldt County.
Wow, that's pretty fucking
Like
far,
literally.
holy shit.
So I went from the tip top of California to the tip bottom of
Yeah.
California.
Jay and I are actually going on a road trip with a bunch of friends at the end of next month, or not the end of May, the end of June. And the plan is kind of to end our trip in Eureka, around the border there, so that'd be cool. I've done a lot of traveling, like, personally, and I've been all over the state. I've been all over the West Coast, like up and down, in between, zigzagging. I've been all over this bitch. All over this bitch.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, it totally makes sense.
That now that I have a reason, so I can spite them less. Still a little bit, but
So we've run into a slight problem here.
okay.
I have 80 notes.
Alright,
Most of them were in fall here,
okay.
but once you get to the top of the tree, I'm kind of out of notes that I know where they are. So that means that's where the scrounging begins.
The fun part.
Yes, the final collectible moments. I don't know, I've been to Fort Worth, and Fort Worth has In-N-Out, so...
Austin also has In-N-Out. You know what else has In-N-Out? We do. It's like
all
right
of
over there.
us.
Like, there's one like
Wish there was one slightly
15
closer
years.
than that one. That'd be much cooler if there was one closer. Just ever so slightly closer, because 10 minutes away up the freeway is just not close enough. I don't like driving on the freeway.
we need In-N-Out in Vero Beach.
We do.
That's what we need. Let's make that happen.
Senior syndrome In-N-Out, that's what we need. Put it right on the border.
You know, I tried Whataburger when I was over there, and it's
Yeah?
like Texas gospel or whatever. I thought it was just okay.
Just okay,
Like,
yeah. I thought the same thing. And Five Guys, I've never had Five Guys, but
I
yeah,
thought
that's
that-
also the big one that everyone's just like, holy shit.
I don't know. Five Guys also I think is just okay. And even In-N-Out I think is
Don't say it.
a little bit
Don't.
more than
Okay.
like. Okay, here's the thing. I love In-N-Out,
Okay.
but like it's not like gourmet cheeseburgers. It's just like
Better
good.
than McDonald's, it's better than Five
No,
Guys, it's better than
You're
Whataburger.
just saying Five Guys.
Shut the fuck up.
I will say, In-N-Out, as a hamburger connoisseur, In-N-Out is up there, largely for its simplicity.
Simplicity, motherfucker. Double animal style with chilies.
It's fairly simple. It's straightforward, and it's good, and it's cheap for what you pay for. It's a great burger. Doesn't try to go crazy. Alright. I have another 2 a.m. Texas story after this.
Okay.
But, it was, like, In-N-Out succeeds in its straightforward approach, and especially for the price that you pay. And it's just good. It's not, like, fantastic.
Speak for yourself.
But it's not the best burger in the world. It's the best.
The views
fast-
expressed by Ben Abasia on this show are his opinion and do not reflect on me or the show.
It's the
itself.
best cheap fast food burger. Put it that way. Five Guys, in that respect, is very similar to In-N-Out. Different, but similar. But more expensive and therefore already it loses because it's kind of ludicrously expensive. And also, the appeal of Five Guys is in its complexity. You can customize that burger like shitloads of ways. They have a huge ass menu of different options you can get on it.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's kind of the exact.
Can you get Five Guys on your burger?
That's extra. You gotta go to the back end. And don't tell them.
Yeah. So yeah, I kind of reached that point at 88 notes.
When you hit 88 notes, you're gonna see some serious shit.
That's right.
Back in the Future.
That's right.
15. I still have to marathon all 3 movies.
I haven't done it yet. Right there, sitting in that thing right there.
I've been meaning to buy the Blu-ray
Bombshell.
trilogy. Well, I mean, you're wrong, but it's okay.
You're wrong, Kaylee, but you can have your own opinions.
So,
they're just
speaking
wrong.
2 a.m. Texas. I'm a San Diego boy, technically. Don't tell my secret again. But so burritos is what we do.
Burritos.
We have the best fucking burritos. Anyway.
Right.
And so
Carnitas.
I was with,
Carne asada.
and so my buddy that I was staying with, we went out, and the way home it was real late, and he's like, "Oh, let's stop, let's get some breakfast burritos at what was the place called? I want to say it was like Taco Shack or like Taco Hut, something like that." And I was like, "All right, I'll try these burritos." He's like, "Yeah, man."
Was it
like,
Tito's Tacos?
No.
Okay, because I was gonna say you would remember Tito's Tacos.
And he's like, "Yeah, man, like Austin, we got like the best breakfast burritos ever." I'm like, all right, like, I'm gonna try. And I remember thinking it was so funny because we pulled up to the drive-thru. Oh, I think it was like Taco Cabana, and the guy has like a real thick Texas accent, which I can't really do. He's like, "Well, Taco Cabana." Like, I can't do that.
Welcome to Taco Cabana.
Kinda, yeah. And I'm just like, I thought it was so funny. And that's like,
Except he started laughing and he was like, "What are you laughing at?"
and they were.
Okay. Cool story, bro.
I thought that was words. There were. Oh, way to go.
It was water. I was thinking I had to land on the ground because I didn't think there was water involved, and there was, and I ruined it. Good job, me.
I love Banjo's like that.
Yeah, it's a berry paddle.
Yeah.
It's a bear.
I mean, I can do that same technique, it's all the human paddle.
Also, this happens occasionally. The stream doesn't fuck up.
Oh, yeah, okay, so I've heard you talk about that. I'm like, what is she talking about?
That's what it is. It goes out for a few seconds, and sometimes I'm like, what the fuck? And I have to pause it real quick.
What causes that?
It's just the capture is passed through. It's not very good.
Fucking up.
Yeah, the ideal way to go about doing this is to get a splitter, so I can split it before it goes into the capture. But I don't have a high enough quality one, and I just don't want to deal with the extra wires just to deal with this. So, that would be the ideal method. If I had a grump room, like specifically set up for recording, everything would be on splitters. That's how I would do it. That's how I used to do it when I used to actually do a Let's Play channel, and that's how I did it then. Everything was on a splitter.
Oh, nice. We, the charity event we did too, the guys we partnered with that helped us put it on, they have all that equipment. And so we had a little room where we were doing a certain, like, event. And we had the Wii U on the big screen up there that was on the wall, but it was also being split between 3 smaller televisions, like on the table. It was fucking cool. It was all the exact same shit. Well, like, it was cool. I could do whatever I want.
Yeah.
Speaking of, so are you joining our Mario Kart tournament next?
I am not, because I've not unlocked 200cc. I haven't beaten 150.
Can you give me a Wii right now? I'll do it for you.
But
Just,
my personal progress,
you can probably join an online tournament even though you haven't unlocked it.
Nah, it's the same thing with the DLCs. You have to actually have it. Yeah.
That's bullshit. Get on that, lady. Because that
I'm
term is
sorry
gonna
I'm
be a
not good enough at
clusterfuck.
Mario Kart for you.
Yeah. No one's perfect.
If it were Mario Kart DS and I could snake my way through, then yeah, fuck yeah, I'd already have everything unlocked and have mirror mode and all that, but I don't because I'm not good enough in Mario Kart 8.
Get good.
I was playing online with no, Banjo, don't!
Oh. With 88 notes.
I haven't left the stage yet. Ah, yeah, best note score is 88. Fuck! So, yeah, the other guy, Zero Kinjo, whatever, on Twitch, he's usually watching. I don't know why he's not here right now. Fucking.
Where's that SavageBoredom guy? He's always.
I know, right? What the fuck? Got none of my regular viewers tonight.
Seriously.
He was playing Mario Kart the other night, and I was like, "Hey, let's fucking play together." And then because he was still streaming, and then we find out 2 races in where he almost lapped me. I am not that good at Mario Kart. We discovered something that day.
Since I play with a lot of our community people a lot.
Our community. It's our community.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Fucking they're all ridiculously good. And so anytime I play with them, I do shitty. But so I tend to forget that like on my own or with normies, I'm actually like pretty good. But when I'm against them,
it's like playing with the J, and our friend Tiffany was here with us last week. We were playing Mario Kart and Smash Bros. Together, and I am so much better than they are. But playing against my old friends, like up in LA, they wipe the floor with me. So I usually can't contend. I'm always the first one out in Smash Brothers. So yeah, I can't compete.
Yeah, I'm not super great at Smash, but I'm okay at Smash, but I'm not super great.
Okay, so yeah, there was a thing here, and open this thing up here, which, if you got all the stuff, you can get upgrades for yourself. And I think having 888 might allow me to get all of them. Like 864. Okay. This will allow me to have more gold peppers. Why did it go to 10? 10 was what I could already have, damn it. That was eggs upgrading to 100, I think. Can't control the camera. Let's see, this one's 882.
Ooh, barely.
Yes. This is the big one.
Yooka-Laylee needs to be there.
The final puzzle pieces. So if you 100% the game, it gives you double health. That is the one that's mostly required for Grunty.
Nice.
So yeah.
Good, you got all.
Yeah, I guess these things just top off your stuff rather than max it out.
Moderate, severe. No, I don't want to do that.
What?
That's special. I don't want it to be special. It's special. It's special.
So we're gonna go ahead and try to fight Grunty.
Do it.
We're not gonna 100% the game because that would require roaming through Click Clock for another hour. So we're just gonna fight Grunty, and
so there's gonna be an asterisk in completion.
Yeah.
Just like your Zelda 2 run.
Shut up! I fixed that one.
All right, what did I say? Fairy bonds.
I did not cheat. I didn't
That's-
even read
that's
any
what
of that because you were talking to me.
Don't act like it's the first time you've ever seen this. You're just overwhelmed with guilt. That's your falsification.
I didn't falsify that. I fixed it.
I didn't see that, so.
I had a whole redemption episode where I stopped. I reloaded my save state that I made. That was right before. Mind you, I didn't actually have to use that fucking save state, so it was legit to begin with. But I reloaded it.
Someone seems different.
No, wait. I actually did have to do it one time because otherwise I wouldn't have to do the redemption. That's what it was. So I used the save state one time. So what I did was I reloaded it the next time. I killed myself so I would have to do the temple again. And I did it from the beginning of the temple legit, because if you were to die, you would continue from the temple anyway, so...
Okay, we'll give you...
I had a redemption on Zelda 2. It's on YouTube to prove it. That's not a bad thing. The black smoke.
Oh yeah, probably.
If anything, you should be upset that I cheated in Return of the Jedi.
See, I didn't watch that, so...
I used a debug cheat code that allows you to skip stage.
But at the same time, it's Return of the Jedi. Come on.
I actually only had to skip one stage.
You know you should play.
Huh.
Play it.
No, I don't. It's cool, it's edgy, but it's not... I don't know, I had it for a while on Super and it just didn't really appeal to me.
Played that game so much.
Never played that one.
Then you should play it on Super and try it.
Nah. I think
I
I
actually
too.
never tried it first. I like you have a big tripod.
Yeah, I actually had that for a different camera. But I was like, fuck it, I need to prop it up somehow and have it angled so I can have it pointing towards me while I play, because I really kind of dislike streamers who you only see the side of their face, you know? It's like, yeah, I get it, TV's next to the monitor, it's hard to avoid, but... So I moved the camera, and I'm like, I need to prop it up somehow. It's the best way to do it. I had a tripod.
Right?
Little tiny bit of masking tape, it's all good.
I've come up with lots of shitty solutions for video rigs over the years. Once I actually had a tripod, but the only camera I had was my phone, and I didn't have a tripod mount for my phone, so I had to come up with this really weird, like, I was using like a hair clip and rubber bands and like just kind of propping it onto the tripod. It was a mess, but it worked in the end.
When I had my Let's Play series, a lot of the stuff was wired together, kind of half-assed like that.
When I did an unboxing video for San Diego recently, it was the box from my previous unboxing video was holding my phone on the edge of my desk to record the stuff in front of me.
God, I'm gonna die.
Do it. You can do it.
No, no.
So many times you have to hit this check.
Once more, I believe we'll go to the next cycle.
Or you can fall off.
Yeah.
That's also an option.
Totally. Totally an option.
Are you ready this time?
That depends. Did my stuff get restocked?
Did it?
No, but I should top up my eggs. So yeah, the Grunty fight, I don't remember exactly how many phases there are, but it's like 5 or 6. It's crazy. And there's no, like, chance to get your health back.
Crap.
Yeah. Back once more, you never learn. That suits me fine.
I like
Your
when
butt's all burned.
I like when games acknowledge that you've done this one.
Yeah.
Like, most games don't, because
Like,
it doesn't make sense in games. But that was actually one thing I loved about the latest Pokemon games, the remakes of Ruby and Sapphire. They're the first game, only game so far in the series, that actually acknowledge that you have beat the Elite Four and you are the standing Pokemon League champion. So, yeah, it's great. Like, and people will refer to you as, "Hey, champ!" Like, it's like, yes, respect me. I've done this.
Finally, after all these years, I get respect by my Pokemon.
They still have to come up with a kind of weird explanation of why you have to challenge the Elite Four every time you go there, and why you're not the champion that you're fighting against. But at least people respect your accomplishments.
That's good.
You know? It only took him 20 years.
It's time to feel old.
Wow.
No.
Anytime I hear kids talking about Pokemon at school, I'll kind of like saunter up and just like listen to their conversation. And I'll do it one of two ways. I'll find some reason to like have them address me in the conversation. And I'll be like, oh, what are you guys talking about? I'm like, oh, it's something called Pokemon. Oh, really? and like I play dumb, like I don't know what it is without ever like saying I don't know.
Pokemon.
And so they try to explain something to me, and then I just like turn around and I'm like, no, actually that's wrong. You see, Pikachu, the bug, something. And then they're like, well, you know about Pokemon?
No, you see that
like,
the female Pikachu has a heart on the end of the tail. That's something that's why. It's not a special shiny
I'm like,
or anything.
no, you see, Raichu can't learn Quick Attack, so that's why you want to avoid using your Thunderstone right away. And like when you evolve and you lock in your stats there, and they're like, you know about Pokemon? I'm like, kid, I've been playing Pokemon before you were born. Right? Or I'll just skip that whole like playing dumb, and I'll just come right out. Like, this is why you're wrong.
This is why you're wrong.
I'm a teacher. I gotta teach you.
That's right.
I need to educate these Philistines.
Like when people go, like what's a good example? When a popular like myth about a game or a rumor is like out there, and like it's always up to me to be like, no, you dumbass, no. Like the go-to fallback is always, you know, the Mew not thinking of you and stuff. But
he's under the truck. You need level 100 Montana. You need to beat the Elite Four 100 times in a row, and then you
there was something far more recent.
Talk to your mom.
Her hitbox is huge because she's not. I think that's what the developers were trying to get across there.
Yo mama is so bad.
Yo Grunty is so bad.
Her hitbox is invisible pixels. Ooh, burn.
I know, making me think somebody talked. Nobody ever talks. I do have better things to do. We bought ice cream. We have Smash Brothers. Oh. Hey, Mr.
I got plenty of cool shit to do, right? Hey!
I have a new website to launch tomorrow. I got shit to do.
Which is slightly unfortunate time.
Yes.
RIP. Mount Everest.
Yeah.
The mountain itself.
The mountain itself died.
The concept of Everest.
Yes, the concept died.
The abstract notion of a mountain. Talk about Mount Vesuvius as kids.
Yeah.
They're like...
Did they mention the doctor?
No, but I was thinking about it. I was like, well, because I think they said something like, why did they die? It's like, they got covered in fucking ash. They basically got like turned into statues. And there was no British man to save them.
Damn it! I tried to use the invincibility thing to dodge that.
So they're revisiting Pompeii in the next season?
That's right.
And that's official, like that's not a rumor?
That's official. They are gonna finally answer some questions there.
So is Polly going to meet himself?
That's quite possible.
That's
the reasoning, I'm sure you know because you're but when that happened before with the Sixth Doctor, he was in an episode like 2 years before or something. They said that the faces are actually pulled from your subconscious. So that's what the old reasoning was. So it's gonna be interesting to see how they tackle it this time.
Sure.
Yeah, but just like the new explanation in the new I like the Kazooie. Kazooie got the moves.
No. Oh, stay with that edge. And so you can't replenish health at all.
Once in a while, I've seen her drop one, but it's been pretty rare.
It's like 16.
It is.
Like, not even close.
The last time I actually beat this game, the only time I've ever beaten the game, I played it for an hour doing this boss, and I could not for the life of me do it. I googled it, I watched videos, I couldn't react well enough to the last part of it. And I ended up setting it down for like 2 weeks, and then I came back to it and I did it like on the first try. But I seriously spent an hour trying to do this fucking boss fight.
What is the story of this game? There's a bird. No, there's a bear. He's got a bird in his back.
Yes. Because they're friends and they live together.
Cruelty. And he's fighting a witch.
Who kidnapped Banjo's sister.
And the witch likes to run.
That's true.
And she spits out.
God damn it! I even got hit by the one after I left.
So when I fly, you won't get.
Quick, use this fly pad to get up there.
There's a vaguely racist tribal man, voodoo tribe man.
Yeah.
His name is Mumbo Jumbo.
He's full of a lot of mumbo jumbo.
And that is Banjo-Kazooie. You know what you should do?
Huh. I can't.
Do a barrel roll.
Can't.
Use the boost to chase.
I can't.
Why? Is there something wrong with the music?
Yes. That baby can't take temperatures up to 9,000 degrees.
Can't let you do that and stuff like this.
Yep.
So I have a problem where every time I hear the SecZ music, that model, no, it's not a model, that bit goes through my head every single time. Because I've played it so much.
Which thing is that?
When Star Wolf comes out, and can't let you do that stuff.
Oh.
And also orders to take you down.
Yeah. I hit the ground.
Happy long time this.
Flipped right off the edge.
And Joss the enemy's mine. And then usually by the time they're done talking, I've already killed them.
Yeah.
For sure. Alright, so you got a game in. So what happened? Like,
That means I gotta climb the tower again. That's it.
Was that difficult? That's...
It's annoying. Wow, we've spent 14.5 hours playing this game total on stream. Be thankful. Fucking people who don't talk.
Yeah.
I went out of my way to play a video game with an audience. Not for my own enjoyment, but for yours. And...
Did you hear that? She said new.
You ever play Star Fox 2?
No.
That's where Star Wolf originated.
So I... Such an interesting. Did you ever play the DS one?
Yeah, actually.
I played it.
I thought it was, like, at first I didn't like it, but then after I, like, sat down and I was like, okay, I'm gonna give this a fair shot for a couple hours, I started to get into it. It's a lot like Star Fox 2, actually.
Did you ever see the R rating?
Yeah.
I remember when that, like, first broke.
Yeah. And everyone was just like, holy shit, what the fuck? How do you do this?
And, like, I wanted to, like, fuck around with it, but my computer could run 64 emulators, like, that's how long ago it was. I was that shitty computer, so...
I had a pretty shitty laptop about 10 years ago when I discovered N64 emulation, and I actually managed to play through the entirety of Conker's Bad Fur Day without it fucking up too badly. I was quite proud of that because that's like the hardest game to get running on a 64 emulator properly. I was very happy about that. And then I bought the cartridge.
That was another game I didn't own, but I rented it from Blockbuster, but I rented it enough times to actually get through at least most of it.
The last time I owned, or I shouldn't say that because I only owned one copy of it. The last time I loaned it out to someone, I almost didn't get it back. And he was just like, "Oh man, it's such a good game, I'll buy it off you. How much did you pay?" And I was like, "I paid like $50 and now it's more, so no, you can't have it."
So I loaned a couple games out for GameCube to the same guy. I loaned out Beautiful Joe, Mario Kart Double Dash, and I want to say there was another game also, but also my Game Boy.
Oh yeah.
I never got them. I think the Game Boy adapter is not very expensive. Is it now? Last time I looked,
It was $30 when it came out.
last time I saw a used one, I actually had seen one at GameStop. It was a few years ago, so it was like 15 or something. So, whatever. I didn't. But they went back up in price. So why is it really cheap? Yeah, you get it for like $5. So.
No. You can probably find one without the disc for $5, but you need the disc to boot it, so kind of screwed out.
I actually might still have the disc. No, I have the little box for this game.
Fun fact, all Japanese GameCube games came in boxes like that.
Really, I like that.
I really did too. It's very cute. Holds a memory card.
Okay, so if you do need the disc, then I feel less bad about not getting it that time I saw it at GameStop because I don't think I have the disc.
Well, as
Very Game Boy.
I'm trying to complete a perfect GameCube out of that silver one there, so I would want to get a silver one, which I believe didn't release in America. So it's the same hardware region-wide. I just need to grab the thing itself and then get an American boot disc.
So I used the Game Boy adapter to play the first Four Swords game because I didn't have a second Game Boy Advance, but I had.
Stop with the camera.
I guess I had 2 copies of it or something. So my friend came over and I let him use my Game Boy Advance, and I used the GameCube plugged in with a link cable.
Wow.
And that's how we played Four Swords.
Very nice.
It was.
I didn't actually get around to beating the original Four Swords until it came out of the DSiWare shop. Because I never knew anybody who had a copy of it, besides me.
Is that Four Swords Adventure that was on DSiWare? Is that the same game as the original?
Well, wait. Four Swords Adventures is not the same
Oh
game
no,
as
not Four Swords.
Swords.
The one that was on this one. I was able to snag it last time.
Yeah, the one on there is a port of the Game Boy Advance Four Swords that was part of Link to the Past.
2 puzzling adventures away. Free to start Pokemon game. Okay, what's next? Four Swords Anniversary Edition. Okay, so yeah. It says right there in the name.
My favorite Grunty saying, I don't have one. What's yours? Also, thanks for tuning in.
I don't know enough about the game to have a favorite.
Okay, we're good at this.
Yeah. I mean, I know everything about the game. I have a near encyclopedic knowledge of Banjo-Kazooie. Now I just need to look at my phone for unrelated reasons, and I'm gonna keep talking while I think of my favorite saying.
Did I get the third hit?
from
Yes!
This game. And I totally have one, and it just, I'm thinking about it, because they're all so good.
No, don't go off the ledge.
My favorite one is, don't mind me on my phone, I'm just rude and dramatic.
We get it already, goddamn.
A little answers all I see about this game. I like that one. It's just,
Okay. I like the one that she says, actually my favorite one is where she threatens to delete your game save.
that sounds...
There's a password system in the game, there's cheats you can find and unlock, And when you enter them, she threatens to delete your save. If you enter more than one, she actually won't do it.
Wow, that's fucked up.
It's pretty cool though. It's like, it's not an empty threat. So yeah, I could have, had a shit ton of golden feathers or something for this fight, but she would have deleted the save if I shut it off. Oh damn, I wasn't even looking. Could have totally dodged that one. Oh, gimme. So much the rat that up. Hey Turi, how you doing? Finally, people are tuning in right at the best part.
Because they were waiting for the best part.
Yeah, they're waiting for me to die at this boss like 10 times.
Yeah, exactly.
Best part.
Best.
What kind of plug you need?
I have a USB cable.
What kind of plug you need? Oh, you got an Apple product.
I have a shield.
I'm so sorry, but I'm also jealous because you're rich enough to afford Apple products.
Not rich. I just spend money. Although my laptop is long,
It's a Mac though.
it can also be Windows.
Yeah, but it's gonna be running on like very poorly because you have to have 2 OSs going on at once.
Boot camp is very well optimized.
I don't like Macs. They're too expensive for the hardware.
They are very expensive.
I can build an equivalent PC for a lot less money.
Yeah, but if I wanted a PC, build it. I want it. And
I've had Windows laptops that still cost less than Apple laptops.
this is true. I'm not saying there's not cheaper laptops. There's absolutely cheaper laptops. But the fit and finish of an Apple product is very...
Oh yes, that glossy finish, gotta have that.
It's not glossy. It's like
Oh, it's not aluminum. Good for you. I'm sorry, with that accent I should have said aluminium.
That's true. Fucked up.
I goofed.
Calm on the ground, and as long as you're in the air, you won't take damage. That makes sense. I'm sure it makes sense to her, not to me.
Trying to survive. I'm sorry. I think you're talking about the invincibility frames during the ground pound, right? Yeah. This is the part that I always fuck up at, because I can't aim my aims properly. And then she homes
that
on
could be
her
taken out
taps.
of context, but I'm not exactly sure.
Anything can be dirty enough to try.
What was that saying to the internet?
Anything can be
Anything's a-
worth a try.
No, it was anything's a dildo if you're brave.
Yeah, I quoted from every kid. Yeah.
I was just having this conversation, speaking of quoted from here. It has nothing to do with that, it's unfortunate. I like to attribute common phrases to, like, figureheads.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, as in the wise words of Abraham Lincoln, good morning. Like, are you trying to tell me Abraham Lincoln never said good morning? So, you know. Or, as Albert Einstein once said,
My stomach
boy,
really
it's hot
hurts.
outside. Like, I'm sure he said it once.
Yeah, probably.
You have to hit each one just once, or
3 times. 3 times per thing, and then there's the main stash that comes up in the middle.
and what are those Jinjos exactly?
I don't fucking know. They never quite detail what they are. In Banjo-Tooie, they have a more prominent role, and in Banjo-Kazooie, Gruntilda's Revenge on the Game Boy Advance, which most people don't even know exists. There's actually like a King Jinjo creature that, damn, it's relentless! That talks a little about backstory.
Jinjo Nathan.
Yep. You stupid. Yeah, so this one you gotta hit it on all four sides, and then she does the homing attacks, and it makes it really difficult. I'm almost out of eggs because I keep missing the shots. And that one's a homer. And
speaking of Ginger, did you ever see that second trailer for Terminator Genesis?
yeah, I don't necessarily think it's good or bad, considering Terminator franchise is already kind of fucked.
Yeah, but like the first trailer, I was on board. I was like, yeah, this looks cool. Like, all right, you know, last couple of movies, you know, like this looks cool. I'm into this. And then the second trailer was just like, oh,
I'm all for a reboot.
It's an interesting concept. Like, I'm not faulting the concept. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's just got that all too common problem where they just give it all away in the trailer.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, they give it all away.
I would have liked to know about that in the movie, but
in the words of the great Shakespeare, bitches ain't shit.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, like they just give it to you right in the trailer, like, oh, like that seems like it should have been a twist, you know, surprise. No, here you go, have it in a trailer. Oh, thanks for nothing.
But they gotta show the new enemy for Arnold to fight against in this one.
But I mean, you know, they could have just pulled the bait and switch. We saw what we thought was the new enemy in the other trailer. Like, all right, that's cool. Asian T-1000 thing.
It's true. There are two enemies in the movie.
Now it's like, oh, here's this guy, which I won't say if you haven't seen it.
Yeah. But it turns out he's a robot. Oh my god. Sorry, spoilers.
The robots are evil. Oh shit.
This whole time.
It's actually Ultron.
My hope is that the movie does well enough that they can justify funding for a third season of the TV show Sarah Connor Chronicles, because they really need to finish that story up. It left on a huge cliffhanger. They didn't even finish it with a book. It was that like defunded. And they cut it off on a huge fucking cliffhanger. And it was such a good show too.
It was good.
They had some episodes that started dragging on for a bit. But the overall plot was really interesting. And, like, they kept changing the timeline around because they kept changing shit that actually mattered. And, like, there's this one episode, like, spoilers, I guess, but they run into Kyle Reese's brother, who was sent back. And John's just, you know, constantly like, you knew my dad? How was he? And, like, you know, what was he like? One episode, after they have this like huge argument together, because it's like TV shows, this gotta have drama. They make up and they're at this bench at a park, and there's these kids just playing ball in the park, right? And you know, they apologize to each other. They have their little moment of like, yeah, it's cool, we're cool. And you know, the whole time, Uncle Guy is staring at the kids playing in the park, and he's like, John, you want to meet your dad? That's him. And it's like this fucking 9-year-old kid. And like John just starts bawling. But like just like moments like that, because it reminds you, oh yeah, you know, it's still in the future.
Apparently, I've heard some rumors about where the story might be going.
Yeah.
With Terminator.
Don't cut me off, I'm just trying to collect the feather.
I don't know if it's true or not. So
what?
I guess it's not spoiled.
What?
Some speculation that they're actually going to change Sean Connor's heritage. Might not even be Kyle Reese this time.
Sure, cool, go for it.
Yeah, I'm fine with it, because like the whole premise of the Terminator series is like changing shit. So
the whole premise is based on a paradox anyways.
Yeah. So, fuck it, go crazy.
Again, they're just fun movies. They're not really pinky movies, they're fun movies.
Hey, Terminator 2 is fantastic.
It is. And like the drama and stuff where Sarah's freaking out about the nuclear apocalypse, that's fucking cool and like real and stuff, but like as far as like the time travel-y part of it and the robotics part of it, it's not really a thinky movie, it's more of an action movie.
Yeah, definitely. There's no favorable overtake.
Right, sure. Time to be rewritten. Yeah.